In the pantheon of 80s rock, few voices are as instantly recognizable as Steve Perry's. His soaring vocals on tracks that define the era captured not just the heartstrings of millions, but the very essence of what it meant to be a rock star. Yet behind the glitz and glamour lies a complex tale of personal and professional pressures that forged his public persona. The question we explore today is, what did Steve Perry's role in the music world demand from him, and at what personal cost? Steve Perry's public image was one of confidence and charisma, the kind of persona that commanded stages and captivated audiences worldwide. But like many who achieve iconic status, the image often serves as a mask. In Perry's case, it was a mask that both protected and imprisoned him. His Enneagram insights suggest he operated from a Type 3 perspective, the achiever, characterized by a relentless drive for success and validation. This type is deeply motivated by the desire to be admired and to achieve greatness, often at the expense of their own authentic self. This drive can lead to a profound fear of being seen as a failure, or of not living up to the expectations placed upon them by both the industry and themselves. For Perry, the music industry of the 80s was a double-edged sword. It was a world that celebrated his unparalleled talent, while simultaneously imposing intense demands and pressure to continually produce hits. This ecosystem of fame and fortune is not just a backdrop, but a living entity that shapes and molds those within it. In Perry's case, the industry rewarded his ability to deliver emotionally resonant performances, but punished any deviation from the high bar he'd set. It was a system that positioned him as a hero to fans, but demanded he navigate the turbulent waters of fame with little room for error. Within the band dynamics of Journey, Perry's role was both central and precarious. He was the hero of the narrative, the leading man whose voice was the band's signature. Yet this position also made him susceptible to the whims and conflicts inherent in any group of creatives. Allies and rivals alike shaped his journey, with bandmates serving as both mentors and challengers in his ascent to greatness. The romantic image he cultivated was perhaps one of the most potent aspects of his public persona. Songs like Open Arms and Faithfully painted a picture of a man deeply in touch with his emotions. Yet this outward expression often masked a private reality that was far more complex. The expectation to embody the romantic hero can be both a blessing and a curse, as it invites adoration but also scrutiny. While audiences saw the polished performances and heard the romantic lyrics, the role demanded emotional vulnerability that could leave the performer feeling isolated. This dichotomy between public perception and private reality is where the most significant tension in Perry's life seemed to lie. The mask of the romantic hero was one he wore well, but it also required a degree of emotional labor that was, at times, exhausting. As we delve into the shadow side of this dynamic, we uncover how the very gifts that made Perry a star could also become a trap. The need for constant adoration and success can lead to a cycle of burnout and dissatisfaction, as the achiever's shadow often involves neglecting their own needs in pursuit of external validation. This can manifest as a reluctance to step away from the limelight, even when such an exit might be beneficial. The path of growth for a Type 3 involves integrating the qualities of their growth line, moving towards Type 6, the loyalist. Here lies an opportunity for deeper connections and the shedding of the mask in favor of genuine relationships. But this journey is fraught with challenges, as it requires the courage to be seen not just as a performer, but as a person with vulnerabilities and needs. This brings us to a universal reflection. Have you ever felt like you had to become a role because people loved the role more than they understood you? It's a question that transcends the music industry, touching on the core of what it means to be human in a world that often values appearance over authenticity. Let's explore this further. Drop your thoughts below and engage with us as we continue to unravel the intricate tapestry of human psychology through the lens of familiar faces. The juxtaposition of Perry's public persona and private reality invites us to ponder the unspoken burden carried by those who live under the spotlight. To audiences, his image was meticulously crafted, a symphony of charisma and talent. Yet beneath this fade, his journey was akin to a tightrope walk between two worlds, the outer world that cherished his artistry and the inner world that craved authenticity. The interplay of these realms offers a microcosm of the universal human struggle between projection and truth. The role of the romantic hero, while alluring, can become a gilded cage. In archetypal terms, Perry's journey mirrors that of the lover, thriving on connection yet vulnerable to heartbreak. His songs, brimming with passion and longing, reflect a deep-seated yearning for understanding and acceptance. Yet the lover archetype's shadow looms large, where the pursuit of idealized love can lead to disillusionment and isolation. Perry's challenge was not merely to entertain, but to navigate the treacherous waters of fame without losing sight of himself. In the ecosystem of Perry's life, the dynamics of his relationships played crucial roles. Friends, family, and colleagues, each served as mirrors reflecting his innermost fears and desires. The pressures of maintaining an idealized image could strain these connections, introducing elements of the trickster archetype, where truth becomes obscured by the need to perform. The trickster, in its shadow, can manipulate and deceive, even if the intention is to protect one's vulnerabilities. Perry's Enneagram. Type 3, the achiever, thrives on success and recognition, yet its shadow side harbors the terror of failure and inadequacy. This tension is often palpable in those moments when the applause fades, and he is left alone with his thoughts. The achiever's stress point, Type 9, the peacemaker, signals a retreat into numbness or disengagement when overwhelmed. For Perry, this may have manifested in periods of withdrawal, where the external accolades felt hollow without inner peace. Conversely, the path of growth beckons him towards the loyalist qualities: trust in relationships, community, and the courage to reveal his true self. The transition from 3 to 6 involves embracing uncertainty and vulnerability, recognizing that true strength lies in interdependence rather than isolation. This journey requires a relinquishment of the mask, a daunting task for someone whose identity was so intertwined with public perception. In the context of the music industry, Perry's experience is not unique, but emblematic of a larger pattern. Artists are often elevated to mythical status, their humanity overshadowed by their art. This phenomenon prompts a reflection on our collective relationship with celebrity culture. We are both spectators and participants, complicit in the creation of idols and the subsequent disillusionment that follows their fall from grace. Perry's story invites us to examine our own lives through a similar lens. How often do we, too, wear masks to fit societal roles, sacrificing authenticity for acceptance? The fear of vulnerability is universal, yet it is through embracing this fear that we can forge deeper connections with ourselves and others. Perry's struggle serves as a poignant reminder that beneath the glittering surface of success lies a profound human experience marked by joy, pain, and the quest for meaning. As we delve deeper, we unravel not just the narrative of an individual, but a mirror reflecting the intricacies of the human condition. This exploration challenges us to reassess the value we place on image versus substance, urging us to cultivate empathy and understanding in a world that often prizes the superficial. Perry's journey, with its triumphs and tribulations, holds lessons for us all, encouraging us to seek authenticity, foster genuine connections, and embrace the complexity of our true selves. This ongoing dialogue between the public and private self, between performance and reality, forms the heart of Perry's psychological landscape. It is a terrain marked by peaks of creativity and valleys of introspection, where the pursuit of artistic excellence collides with the desire for personal fulfillment. In navigating this landscape, Perry not only tells his own story, but also contributes to a larger narrative, a tapestry of human experience woven with threads of aspiration, identity, and the relentless